All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for your patience. We are going to before we go into our normally scheduled city council meeting. We'll start with our six. Let me. What is this? Oh, sorry. The Norwalk Housing Authority. And can I get a roll call, please?
Yes. Commissioners Perez.
Here.
Ramirez.
Here.
Valencia.
Here.
Vice Chair Ayala.
Here.
Chair Rios.
Here.
And Commissioner Davis.
Here.
I'm having computer problems. Okay. I'm having computer problems. So we have two items on the consent calendar for Housing Authority.
We do. We have meeting
Move it.
minutes and housing
Second.
assistance.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second.
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
Commissioners Perez.
Aye.
Ramirez.
Aye.
Valencia.
Aye.
Davis.
I abstain on item 224-305.
Vice Chair Ayala.
Aye.
Chair Rios.
Aye. And that's the only thing we have on our
Right. I don't believe that our community development director has a report,
director's report.
No report this evening.
Okay, no
Thank you.
report this evening.
and I don't have any speaker cards.
Okay. So with that, we'll adjourn our portion of the Housing Authority meeting and we'll. Oh, yes. Yes. Well, I fixed my computer here because I'm having some issues. Technology. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Are we ready to continue? Okay. All right. So now I will call to order our regularly scheduled city council meeting for the city of Norwalk on this day, March 19th, 6 p.m. And we are going to begin with our invocation. So I will introduce our guest, and while I introduce him, if I can have him, Danny Casas, come up to the podium and let me just share something about this gentleman. This evening, we have the honor of having Danny Casas lead us in the invocation. Danny Casas has been serving the Norwalk community since 2017. Although born in the city of Downey, his passion is in the Norwalk community, where he started his first church at Hermosillo Park. Continuing his journey, he founded the Remnant Church in September 2020, finding immense joy in serving others and his congregation. Married for 21 years with 5 children, Danny has been pastoring for 17 years. Alongside his passion is writing. He authored 2 books, Through the Eyes of the Prodigal in 2012 and Dripping with Favor in 2021. One of these books recounts his journey starting from Hermosillo Park. Danny also enjoys running, and he recently completed in the Long Beach Marathon in 2022. Thank you for coming today, Danny, for joining us. We appreciate your commitment and dedication to our community. Everyone, please stand, and when you're ready, please proceed in leading us in the invocation.
Thank you, Mayor Rios. If we could all bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for our community. We thank you for the beautiful city of Norwalk. And we pray you continue to lead our council members and mayor and vice mayor with your protection and direction. We pray for your continued blessing over our small businesses, nonprofits, schools, and churches. And we also pray, Lord, for your protection and continued provision for the unsheltered. We pray, Lord, out of Book of Numbers, chapter 6, verse 24, over our city, that the Lord bless our city, the Lord keep the city of Norwalk, the Lord make his face shine down upon Norwalk, the Lord turn his countenance towards us, and bless the city of Norwalk with his peace. And all this we ask in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
And I have a certificate for you, Danny. Next up, we will have our Pledge of Allegiance, and our guest this evening is Young Marine Private Jimenez. Private, would you please come forward to the podium while I introduce you? Okay. Young Marine Private Jimenez actively joins the Lance Corporal Worley Young Marines in Norwalk. He attended the Arturo Sanchez Halloween Parade and helped with the Halloween booths at the park. In addition, he passed out flags at our Veterans Day event and helped serve food at the Lions Club pancake breakfast. During his spare time, he enjoys bike riding, hiking, and spending time with family. While he dreams of becoming a U.S. Marine one day, he enjoys being a kid right now. Thank you for being here, Young Marine Private Jimenez. After the flag salute, we'll present you with certificate and we'll take a few photos whenever you're ready to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please place your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Forward. So on behalf of the City of Norwalk, the City Council, we want to thank you, Private Jimenez, for leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Here's your certificate of recognition. And we also have a very special for you. Okay? A very special. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3. Colleagues, please join me. Is there anyone else you'd like to welcome up here to be in the photo? Do you have any? Your parents? Parents, come on up. Right here. Very proud of that. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more phone. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure meeting you. Thank you. You're very welcome. Come on up there. And I just wanted young Marine Jimenez to share his ribbons because I know those take a lot of work to earn. So will you want to tell us what ribbons you have here? Speak up so they can hear you. Oh, here we go. All right, share about your ribbons because they take a lot of work to earn, right? Okay.
Yes, Madam Mayor. I have my physical fitness test ribbon, my first aid ribbon, my basic ribbon, and my outstanding salesmanship ribbon.
Outstanding. Okay, and we will now proceed with our roll call. City Clerk, please.
Council members Perez.
Here.
Ramirez.
Here.
Valencia.
Here.
Vice Mayor Ayala.
Here.
And Mayor Rios.
Here. Closed session report, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. Members of the City Council, the record should reflect that the City Council, with all 5 members being present, recessed into closed session for the 2 items that were listed on the agenda and announced prior to recessing into closed session. And the following is my report. Under Conference of Legal Counsel existing litigation, the matter of FCG Consultants versus City of Norwalk, the City Council received a briefing on that matter. Direction was provided to the City Attorney's Office and to staff, but there was no final action taken and nothing further to report at this time. Moving on to item number 2, Conference with Legal Counsel, tort liability claims. On those various items, the City Council reviewed those matters and unanimously approved rejecting the claims as presented. And that is my report. That concludes my report from closed session, Madam Mayor. It's appropriate to continue with the open portion of the meeting.
Okay, thank you so much. And we'll continue with our city council comments. And let's start this evening with Councilwoman Perez.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And let me start by a very early happy birthday to you. Your birthday is this week. Happy birthday. We all got to celebrate, right? I just want to, a couple things. I was out of town last week, but the events that I was able to attend prior to my departure, I want to give a huge thank you to a couple very important teams. The Education Alliance program here that we have in the city of Norwalk is very, very important to me. We had our mock interviews on Thursday the 7th, and a lot goes into that, a lot of preparation, but a lot of partnership between our 3 high schools that feed from the city of Norwalk: John Glenn High School, Norwalk High School, and Santa Fe Springs High. Our Park and Recreation team, thank you for everything that you guys did to help facilitate and bring us all together. A huge thank you goes out to our chamber, Norwalk Chamber of Commerce, Karen, and the team, Celico Web, Cerritos College, our business community, and to our students. Those students that participated, I hope you see the value of this particular program. It's very important to me, and I can't wait to see and participate again next year. The other events that that I did get to participate in are very near and dear to me, and that is all of the baseball and softball opening days. This is the very first year, and I think I'm going to say 20 years that I am not an active baseball mom. So it's very hard for me to adjust. But I love being out there with Norwalk Pony, with Norwalk Girls Fast Pitch, Little Lake, Little League. I know the anticipation of leading up to opening days, the excitement of getting the teams actually in their uniforms and on the field and throwing that first ball. Those first games, I was there. I completely remember. I miss it like crazy. So thank you to our recreation team that was at all three parks on that beautiful Saturday. It was a great day for all of our little athletes in our city and all of our parents, coaches, board members. Thank you for volunteering for our athletes and everything that you will do in the next couple months. I hate white pants. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm glad I don't have to do laundry for them anymore, but enjoy the game, enjoy the moments, and making memories with your athletes, because those are some that you will never, ever forget. I'm looking forward to the next couple weeks. We have a lot going on in the city of Norwalk, and I know that our team is going to come through like always. And also, the last thing I have is a huge shout out to our public safety team and our sheriff's department and our net team. They have been on the ball lately and really doing everything they can to protect our city. To our sheriff's department, Lieutenant Garcia and Director Ozzy Ramos, thank you for everything. And please express our thanks to your teams. That's all, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. And next we'll have Councilwoman Valencia.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few things. I also attended the Saturday fastball, Little League, all the openings, and it was fantastic. Oh my God, to see everybody decked out in their uniforms and parade around and just get ready and be psyched about it. My God, it was very energetic. It was very positive. And then a couple of them had contests to see who the best banner was, the cutest. And so what I did last year was that the little girls were given a choice between the batting cages or a pizza party, and it was so hard for them to decide. But they ended up choosing the batting cages because that's how devoted they are to that sport, to what they do. And so I was just touched, and Rick was there, and I said, you know what? We're going to give them the pizza party. And so that's what I told Monique Yanes that we were going to do this year again to the winners, because they were also given that choice. And so I'm looking forward to getting that together. And of course, you're all invited to attend as well. I'm doing this program called City Council Academy in conjunction with, yes, you know about it, in conjunction with the sheriffs. LA County sheriffs. And my first session was to go on a ride along. And so on March 8th, I did go on a ride along with Deputy Ocotlan and got to see a lot of what they do firsthand. And it was really interesting. It wasn't a very busy night. By the time we got to different situations, they had been resolved or they were very minor. But I did get a feel for what they're doing. And my understanding is that I am invited back and I want to do another ride along, maybe a little bit later. I think I got there around 5:30 on a Friday. And so just to kind of, in talking to some of the other colleagues from other cities, council members, they encountered a lot of intense situations. And not that I want to get involved in an intense situation, but I really want to get a feel for what our sheriffs do and are out there. So I'm going to be doing that again. So I did go this past Saturday all day and to the Hall of Justice to learn about the history of the sheriffs, the history of the Hall of Justice, or mortuaries over there. And I got to visit the Twin Towers jail in downtown LA. I was in the North Tower. There were about, I want to say 8 or 9 of us, council members from different cities, and we got to speak with some of the incarcerated adults there. It was very enlightening, scary, I have to admit, because they are there and we were not too far in distance from each other, but we got to have some honest and earnest conversations, and that was really good. I'm going to recommend it to my colleagues and to other council members that I know, because I think that it really gives you a perspective that we don't typically see on our end. And we make decisions that sometimes deal with these situations. So I got a lot out of it, and I'm going in a couple of weeks to a session 3, and that's going to be interesting. On a lighter note, I did go on the day that we went on that Saturday to the to all the openings of the softball and fast pitch. John Glenn High School's band is got invited to the Rose Parade to perform at the Rose Parade. Yes, I know, Rose. We're so excited. So our mayor was there, and I was there, and some other folks came to support. And they're still raising funds. So if you can help, please do so. It's going to be amazing to be able to see our very own John Glenn High School band perform at the Rose Parade. That's going to be awesome. And I believe there's some middle school students who are also going to be part of that group. This past Friday was Artastic, and that was just amazing. That was fantastic. And Councilmember Ramirez and I were there. And just the talent that our youth have, and for it to be displayed and everybody to enjoy it, along with some of the vendors, that was just wonderful. And I'd really like to give a special thank you to our Parks and Recreation Director and the staff. They did a phenomenal job. Every year, it just gets better and better. And this year was just amazing. They had the 360 booth where you stand and then the camera kind of goes around you. That was really neat. Along with all these other, beautiful events and other things. It was just amazing. So I'm sure that we're going to see a glimpse of it in our video. But it was great. I had a great time. And then later on that evening, the Kiwanis 605 had a fundraiser at Mr. Rosewood's, and I got to attend that along with Commissioner Historical Heritage, my commissioners, Claudia Pavon and Miss Greenwich. And it was a really fun time with a singer who sang Juan Gabriel songs. And if you know Latino music, Juan Gabriel is our gem. So it was a lot of fun. We had a great time. And I believe that's what I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll go with Councilman Ramirez.
Yeah, Madam Mayor, thank you. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of Norwalk City Council. It's great to see you guys here today. Thank God there's no rain, right? We've had enough of that rain for now. Now we're going to have to deal with the Santa Anas coming in. The allergy season's coming up, so be prepared. Take your allergy meds sooner than later. I'm affected by allergies really bad, so you got to juice up before it gets worse. But anyway, I'd just like to welcome everyone. As my colleagues had mentioned, it's been a pretty busy few weeks with many events throughout the city. Opening day, we had a opening day on a day that it poured. That was on one Saturday, and then the following weekend we had another beautiful day. Light rain, I think. I don't know if it rained. No, it didn't rain. No, it was pretty good. So we had an opportunity to visit a number of and support a number of our leagues throughout the city. So I'd like to thank our Park and Rec staff for being that partner to make things happen for these leagues, because it's a big thing for these kids. They're excited to play baseball. It's spring. They got spring fever. They're dressing up in their brand new uniforms. They're taking their pictures. So it's always a great opportunity to be out there with our sporting community. as you guys look around the city, we're doing a lot of great things. I've seen that veteran housing project on San Antonio and Foster coming up. You know, it looks really good. If you guys have been driving by there, you see it. It's one of our major projects to afford veteran housing for our veterans in our community. So I'm excited that the progress is coming along. We'll see that coming to conclusion hopefully soon. And if you've been following on our social media, I had an opportunity to attend the ribbon cutting of one of our renovated parks at New River Park with the mayor as well. And we got a little plug on ABC 7 with our new park equipment, pergola, playground. And it's great to see a lot of the community came out to support that event. As our social media has mentioned, there are a number of parks like Bob White Park's under construction as well with a new playground and a dog park. And there's some other parts, Mr. Verde, Hermosillo, and I believe Norwalk Park is on the list. So stay tuned for those parks to come online soon. Just remind you guys that we have a home beautification contest for our residents. If you have a home that you want to enter into the beautification contest, that the opening period is from March 1st to March 22nd. Go on the city's website to submit your application for see if you win. I know one year my house was anonymously nominated, not knowing I lived there, and I actually won, but I had to decline because I was on the council at the time. So anyone can qualify. Anonymously. Back in the day, it was anonymous. You didn't have to submit. So also too, in regards to our veteran housing, Jesus, I was wondering if we could revisit the idea of creating that Veterans Commission that I spoke about a while back, in addition to all our other commissions. Since we're going to be doing a lot of things with our veterans, we have Memorial Day coming up. We have a lot of different Veterans Day. We have a lot of these services that we're offering out of our library, both libraries, I believe. No, just the county library and our senior center, right? A few days a week that we're offering services for veterans. So it'd be a great opportunity to revisit that possibility of creating that Veterans Commission. Okay. Oh, and also too, guys, coming up is our extravagant what do we call it? Extravagant Easter egg hunt on our City Hall lawn. It's always a great event. So come on out there. And I'm glad that staff is continuing that segment for our children with disabilities. So look at the calendar. There's a time slot for those children with needs. So please look at that calendar. I encourage everyone to come out. That lawn is Saturday, March 30th at 1 p.m. I believe it starts. It's always a great event. Bring the family. We'll all be out there. Hopefully it doesn't rain. But right. And you know, I want to congratulate and thank Parks and Recs because Artastic, the whole day was blue sky, a little chilly, sweater weather, and at 6 o'clock when it started, that big gray cloud came. So they have a challenging time to coordinate, to schedule events, and they're doing an amazing job. And I'm glad that the community, regardless of it was just a little water, they still came out. But they do have a challenging job to coordinate based on the weather. So with that, I think I said enough. Oh, hold on. Oh, as well, we're if you guys seen any construction in your neighborhood, road construction, there as you can see, a lot of our roads are being repaired, they're being resurfaced. A lot of neighborhoods, there's a few that have already been completed. Just know that your neighborhood is potentially online to be addressed. We're waiting for engineering to do their final reports, but we've authorized funding, and as you can see throughout some communities, roads are being repaired, right? Because the rains tore up our roads throughout Norwalk with all these potholes, and it just lifted everything up. But be assured that our city and this council's priority is to making sure our roads and our communities get addressed. They're actually putting in curb cutouts in a lot of these neighborhoods as well. So be patient. We'll get to your neighborhood soon. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you. Vice Mayor Ayala?
Yeah, I'm gonna
I noticed that a couple of my colleagues had mentioned the Sheriff's Department of Public Safety. What I want to do is say that how impressed I am that everything that public safety and law enforcement is doing right now is part of the city's community policing program. It was a community policing program that this council promised would be in place 2023 through the efforts of Mr. Ramos and Mr. Lieutenant Garcia. That's what we're doing. And it's been this coordinated effort that's really allowed them to be very effective in crime busting. But it's not just the crime busting portion of it. It's really getting down to the grassroots, getting to the organic level to get residents excited about making Norwalk safe. And we're moving in that direction. We're moving really fast. I don't want to put you on the spot, Ozzy, but if somebody wanted to call and get more information or interface with you in some way about our community policing program, you know, kind of for an overview type of thing. I know it's been in the Norwalk now, but is there another way they can access that?
Yeah, thank you, Council Member Ayala. I would encourage residents to follow us on our Instagram and Facebook on public safety, and also our number is available on our website, and that they can always contact both the Department of Public Safety if to address quality of life issues, and in situations where they're uncertain about what department to call, you can never go wrong by calling the Norwalk Sheriff Station to making sure that if they see something, they need to say something, and we will make sure that their calls for service get properly addressed.
Excellent. Because we were talking about that in 22, that we're looking at 23. And thank you for making us profits. And also, Mr. Garcia, thank you. Or I can't get the Lieutenant Garcia out tonight, but Lieutenant Garcia, thank you. Ozzy, thank you. Your efforts over the last year especially have not gone unnoticed. I just want people to know that it's part of an integrated citywide effort. You know, I mean, it's not a hit or miss. And that's why I think, you know, we need to redouble our efforts to let people know, you know, what we're doing and how they can participate, and also the business component of that. But anyway, I'm just really excited about it. I want to thank you, thank Noe, and keep up the good work. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm all over the place today, but I just wanted to mention too that I had an opportunity to work with a number of organizations in partnership with Norwalk High School to offer what we're calling it a Norwalk High School prom outlet to assist those students in need of prom dresses, makeup, hair, nails, gentlemen's suits, haircuts. So I partnered up with Forever 21, who had graciously made a major donation of clothing, new clothing, to the Norwalk High School Prom Outlet Program. So if you know a high school student in need, I guess Dr. Alea, are you here? Yeah. See that guy back there? He's in charge. He's leading the charge through his high school, but a lot of the student bodies got involved. A lot of the nonprofits and businesses in the community have come together because we're a community that helps each other. And as you guys know, prom's expensive. You know, dresses are expensive, tickets are expensive, and anything else that comes with it's expensive. So we're doing our part to at least defray some of the costs for our kids that need it. And hopefully I think we can maybe offer it to other high schools. You know, that's the goal. Middle schools. I know the shipment that came in, we're hoping for a lot of formal dresses in that shipment, and there are a few, but I think we have more of the spring dress, fashion outlet, clothing. So that'd be perfectly for middle school kids for promotions. So keep me in your mind if you guys need clothing, new clothing for any special occasion throughout our schools, middle schools and high schools. But for this part, for prom, look to Dr. Alea, Norwalk High School Prom Outlet. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Okay, thank you, and welcome to all of you once again. I see a lot of familiar faces and some new faces. Thank you for being here. I know there's employees here. We have part of our team. We have community residents here. I see some of our commissioners here. Thank you. Dr. Olea, thank you. We have a nice looking group over here. Love the t-shirts. Thank you. Our transits in the house. And again, I see some more commissioners on this side and our chamber, our Norwalk Chamber of Commerce. And I see Mr. Rios, president of the Norwalk La Mirada School District. Thank you for being here. And welcome, everyone. I'll start with, I was also able to attend the opening ceremony for our Pony Girls Fast Pitch and Little Lake League. And as my colleagues have already mentioned, there was a lot of eager and happy faces with a lot of energy, ready to play ball. So it was exciting to be there to cheer them on. Also, this month was Read Across America. And I was able to participate by reading at Lakeland, Studebaker, and Edmondson. Thank you so much for the invitation. I wish I could have done more, but my calendar fills up pretty quickly. But it was a lot of fun, and the staff and kids there were a lot of fun to spend some time with. So that was nice. As was mentioned, we had a ribbon cutting for the playground at New River Park. And Channel 7, thank you to our communications team for reaching out and having them come out and publicize something positive in the city of Norwalk. Very positive coverage. So thank you to the communications team. And I'm glad Norwalk made the news in a positive light. There was a lot of excitement that day for you that missed that ribbon cutting. It was amazing. It was awesome. So many happy children and families there. Over the last couple of over the weekend, I attended the Civic Well conference. This was my second time participating in this conference. The first time I came back with I learned quite a bit, and I proposed a fourth goal, if you all remember, for our strategic goals the city council has, and that's how we ended up with the fourth goal, having to do with our resiliency, carbon footprint, protection of natural resources, environmental justice, etc. And this time I also made some good contacts that I hope to have our staff meet up with. I'm going to share some information with our city manager, Jesus, so that we can get some positive things happening here. I shared one of them in particular. I shared because his presentation was on solar energy, and how through different funding and grants they like to help communities with solar. And so I shared with him that the city council made a commitment of $2 million in one of our neighborhoods here in the city, and a lot of those projects had to do with new roofing, because he explained that the roof has to be in tip-top shape before they can install solar. So he was very surprised. He said, the city, you all invested $2 million for neighborhood revitalization? I said, yes, sir, we did. And so I made a good connection there, Jesus, and I hope we'll talk about that some more. Career Day, today I participated at Los Alisos. They invited me to Career Day. And so I shared with them that my job here in the city is as mayor, as part of the city council for 2024 as mayor. But although this is my job, it's not my career. So I shared, my law enforcement experience. My career in law enforcement this last December was 26 years for me. So I shared about my career in law enforcement, but I also shared my job here in the city as your mayor. Also today, which was super, super exciting, Norwalk High had their, if I remember this correctly, top lifting. Is that right, Dr. Olea? Top what? Top out? Okay. So they're constructing Norwalk High. They're currently constructing their gym as part of their whole Measure G bonds that we passed, and the benefit to the facilities, the athletic facilities are still ongoing. Right now, it's the gym at Norwalk High. So it was really nice to see they had this very long, heavy beam that's going to be the last piece in that infrastructure that kind of puts at least the outer construction component together. What was really neat also was that we got to sign the beam that's going to be part of that building. So, there was a lot of excitement there at Norwalk High. Good stuff going on there. Thank you, Dr. Olea. And I'm excited for you. You got some good stuff going on there. I also, my granddaughter participated in the soccer league for the city. I want to thank the coaches. I think I may see the coach out there. I'm not sure. Yes. Coach. Hi. I thought I recognized you. Anyways, I was able to go to some of the, I didn't make the practices, but I made the games, and good coaching from our staff kept these little kiddos in check, and it looked like they had a lot of fun. I know my granddaughter did. So good job, Coach. Thank you for what you do with our. Thank you. Thank you. And as a reminder, I just want to, our 5K Norwalk run, June 2nd, March 31st is the last day you can register early bird. So you save some money if you register early bird. That deadline is March 31st. This is going to be a very exciting event. First one in the city of Norwalk, our 5K Norwalk run. So please sign up and let's do this together. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I also want to thank our public safety department. As was already said, but it's never never too much to share how critical they are to our city. And I know my goal this year is a safe and clean city. And so thank you for everything that you guys are doing to make that happen. Thank you, Ozzy, please. And your team, thank you. I know I'm always sending them text messages and all kinds of stuff. I know, am I driving you too crazy, Ozzy, or you're good still? You're handling it well? You're good trooper. All right, good. Thank you for being so responsive. I appreciate it. Oh, it is? Oh, today? Are you sure it's today? I thought it was on my birthday. No? Okay. Today is the first day of spring. So welcome spring. Our council member Valencia just reminded me. My birthday is on the 21st, this Thursday. And I always thought it was the first day of spring because I would kid with my mom. I'm like, Mom, when I was born, the flowers bloomed, the birds sang, butterflies in the air. I used to that's what I would tell my mom. She's like, yeah, mija. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right, and let's start with our first special presentation today. We are proclaiming March as National Social Services Worker Month. This March is recognized as National Social Services Worker Month, a time to honor the contributions of social services workers nationwide. We recognize the vital role in supporting individuals and communities facing challenges with the importance of social services. It reminds us to celebrate the commitment of social workers to promote social justice, well-being, and equity for all. Accepting this proclamation is the City of Norwalk Social Services Department. We would like to extend gratitude to the hard-working individuals working in the field of social services. This includes our social workers, case managers, counselors, therapists, advocates, and professionals who provide support to individuals and our communities. That is why the City of Norwalk proudly proclaims March as National Social Services Worker Month. Let's give them a round of applause. And would our social services department representatives team please come forward to accept the proclamation and take some photos with myself and my colleagues on the council here. Come forward, be proud.
Perfect, thank you. Okay. Everyone to the lens. Everyone can see, right? Perfect, okay. Here we go, on three. 1, 2, 3. Get one more. Here we go, 1, 2, 3.
Ready in 1, 2, 3 style. One more to go. Ready, 1, 2, 3 style. Perfect, thank you.
Okay, one more. One more. Try 3. 1, 2, 3. Now you cheer.
We're good.
So how long did it take you in that line? No, me neither. Well, you went on a good day.
So they're gonna limit to the end? Okay.
And I do have a speaker card that wanted to speak on this item, which is completely allowable. So would Martha Mesa please come forward? You have 3 minutes.
Good evening. Happy birthday, Miss Margarita.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the 21st is
21st.
The three is primavera, springtime. Okay. I just want to thank from the bottom of my heart. I wanted to cry to all the social workers that we have at the city of Norwalk. Oh my gosh, they're so great. They're excellent. Whatever we need, me as a commissioner, by the way, I have been nominated as a vice chair. So I'm so grateful. Thank you guys for every time that I need you. Thank you, Miss Gabby. Oh, not only me, everyone, every of our seniors, when they need help, you guys are there in all situations. I'm so grateful to belong to this city, and I'm so grateful to have you all working so hard for us. And you know what? With a smile, no matter what they're going in their life, when they come to work, they come with a big smile. Thank you so much. You deserve the best. God bless you all. Thank you. Happy birthday. I want cake.
Gracias. You got it. You got it. Okay, our next presentation, we are proclaiming World Down Syndrome Day. The City of Norwalk acknowledges World Down Syndrome Day on March 21st, dedicated to raising awareness and fostering support for individuals with Down syndrome. World Down Syndrome Day is about spreading love and acceptance, standing up for the rights and inclusion of those with Down syndrome. Through education, advocacy, and awareness, we are dedicated to building a community where everyone can thrive and shine. This is why the City of Norwalk is proud to proclaim March 21st as World Down Syndrome Day. Accepting this proclamation is a member of our city's adaptive recreation program, or I see several members, which is even better. Thank you for your contributions. Please come forward to accept this proclamation and to take a few photos with myself and my city colleagues. Let's give them a round of applause. Louis, Alfredo, and Andres. Okay, here, let me introduce the first three before we all join as a group. We have Alfredo, Louis, and Andres. Let's welcome them this evening. Yes, wait.
Ready? Here we go. One, two, three. One more. One, two, three.
Ready? One, two, three. One more shot. One, two, three, smile.
Three. One, two, three. Thank you.
Okay, now the rest, let's get a good picture.
Everybody, here we go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. We got one more. 1, 2, 3.
Hold still. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Right here. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you.
Thank you again. Be safe, okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's give them another warm round of applause. All right, our next is we are proclaiming First Responder Wellness Week. The City of Norwalk acknowledges First Responder Wellness Week on March 25th through the 29th, dedicated to providing resources, support, and community to help public safety personnel thrive in this challenging yet rewarding career. During this time, we acknowledge the unique physical and mental wellness challenges facing first responders. That is why the City of Norwalk is proud to proclaim March 25th to the 29th as First Responder Wellness Week. We empower individuals to become champions for wellness in their agencies, fostering a culture of support and well-being. Accepting this proclamation is LASD's Norwalk Station. Thank you for your contributions. Please come forward to accept your proclamation. Let's give them a round of applause.
Everybody move to the right, please. One to the right, one to the right, please. Right corner. Perfect, right back, perfect. Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
Over here, everyone. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Smile. One more shot. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
One more here, please. Count 3. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect.
Can I get one more photo with just the gentleman here? The gentleman here.
Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
And I also want Ozzy up here.
I'll get one more photo while he's coming. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Smile. One more shot. 1, 2, 3.
Are there any other first responders in the audience?
Okay, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
Last one over here. 1, 2, 3. Smile. One more shot. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Stay well. Stay well. Thank you. Let's give them This proclamation was very important to me because I know the challenges of first responders, and I know how important it is for our physical, emotional health and wellness as they face the challenges of the day. It's a nice reminder to know that a community supports them and recognizes that They need to be healthy and well to serve their community. And that's what we want for our first responders. So thank you, gentlemen, for everything that you do. Okay. All right, we are moving on to recognizing the distinguished bus operators of the year. The City of Norwalk Transit System is committed to providing the community with safe, efficient, and quality transportation. Tonight, we have the honor of recognizing some exceptional individuals who embody this commitment. Every year, the Transit Department acknowledges a select number of top bus operators for their outstanding safety and service records. The criteria for distinguished bus operators include perfect attendance, no tardiness, no written reprimands, no indefinite personal leave, and no preventable accidents or passenger injuries recorded. Wow, that means you guys show up every day and just knock it out of the park. Our first honoree is Joseph Ho. Joseph, where are you? Come forward. As I call your names, I'll ask you to come forward. Joseph is being awarded the 2023 Distinguished Bus Operator of the Year. Joseph joined Norwalk Transit in 2008 and has consistently demonstrated excellence in his role, earning multiple Bus Operators of the Quarter awards. This marks his first Distinguished Bus Operator of the Year award, showcasing his unwavering commitment to meeting our community's transportation needs. Let's give him a warm applause. Okay, hang tight, Joseph, hang tight. Next, we recognize Hector Hernandez. Hector has also been selected as a Distinguished Bus Operator for the third time. Since joining in 2016, he has consistently made himself available to work extra assignments to avoid disruptions and canceling of any services for customers who depend on the Norwalk Transit System. Let's give him a warm welcome. Our third honoree is Jose Moran. Jose, come on up. Jose has been named Distinguished Bus Operator for the fourth time. Since his promotion to full-time in 2022, Jose has consistently set an extraordinary example of excellence in service. Thank you, Jose. Finally, we honor Kendria McLemore. Kendria is recognized as a Distinguished Bus Operator for the sixth time. Since 2004, Kendria has been a cornerstone of our transit system, proud to serve the residents of Norwalk and surrounding communities with integrity and dedication. Now, let me remind everyone what these fine bus operators had to do to even earn this achievement. Perfect attendance, no tardies, no written reprimands. You stay out of trouble, that's good. No indefinite personal leave. That means you're available every day to come to work and serve our community. No preventable accidents or passenger injuries, keeping everybody safe. Let's give them one more round of applause. So I'd like you to stay there as we honor you with some commendations. Colleagues, would you like to join me, please?
The first commendation is for Mr. Joseph Ho.
Thank you. Is it on? Okay. All right. Our next commendation we have here is for Jose Moran. Jose? Where's Jose? I know your mom, huh? I know your mom. Yes. All right. Our next commendation goes to Kendria McLemore. Kendria, yay! Congratulations. Congratulations. And that's it? Okay. All right. So we have, everyone's got their, okay, so please accept this humble token of our appreciation for everything that you guys do. Obviously, we can never repay what you mean to the community, what you mean to the transit department. I believe you make Jim's job a little bit easier. Okay. And our community is fortunate to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I don't know if you guys know that one of your fellow bus drivers was involved in a very severe traffic accident. So let's keep our bus operator in our prayers. Anita Hernandez was in an accident on Saturday. So I think she went undergone surgery
today. We are keeping track and we're all praying for her.
It's not city related.
A very serious accident, but she's very blessed. She had a broken hip, I believe, and a few other things, but she's going to be okay. We're praying.
So let's keep her in our prayers. Thank you, guys.
All right, let's get you guys here in the center. Can we get our distinguished bus operators here in the center? Yes, there you go. There you go. Yes, Tony. Yes, sir.
Jim Parker.
Yay.
I will admit it. Here we go. Ready, 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
Stop over here. Ready, 1, 2, 3. One more shot. 1, 2, 3.
Here, please. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. You might pick one.
Oh, yes, of
Oh, yeah.
Anybody else?
I have an extra.
Let's do it. You guys have family here? Anybody? You have your fellow support colleagues here?
Derek. Come on, Derek.
Derek.
Come on.
Oh,
Derek.
Derek.
Come on down.
Half a shot.
You don't have perfect. I do have perfect. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
Over here, everyone. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Smile. One more time. 1, 2, 3.
Count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect.
All right.
We have another one?
Okay, let's continue with this recognition with the 5-year and 10-year Zero Preventable Accidents Safe Drivers. Alongside the City of Norwalk Transit Department, we would like to acknowledge another selected group of top bus operators for their exceptional safety and service records and tireless service. We have a special recognition for bus operators who have achieved 5 years or more without a preventable accident. These individuals will receive a distinctive safe driver pin to proudly display on their uniforms. The pins are awarded in 5-year increments, symbolizing their commitment to safety. Bus operators with 5, 10, 15, 20, etc. years of accident-free driving will earn a pin for each 5 years. Together, let's extend our heartfelt congratulations to the following bus operators for earning the Safe Driver Award. Once I announce your name, please come forward to receive a certificate and take some pictures. Let me begin with inviting up Nathan Barbosa. Next, Sonia Gonzalez. Janet Sims. Okay, Nathan, Sonia, and Janet have 5 years with 0 preventable accidents, but it gets better. For 10 years with 0 preventable accidents, let's all welcome Lorena Velasco.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. She at the last minute could not make it. We
Oh,
apologize.
okay. Please extend our congratulations to her. She had to work. You put her to work. That's good. Okay. Congratulations to our honorees, and please come forward so we can take some photos with you. You guys hear that? They are the eyes of the city. You know
Okay, here we go. Ready, 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Over shot. 1, 2, 3, smile. Over right here.
Okay, count 3. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect, thank you.
We have a few family members. We have a few family members, Madam Mayor. We have a few family members that might. And I'm going to remember Derek this time.
Okay, here we go. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Get one more. 1, 2, 3.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile.
Okay, I'm good. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect, thank you.
All right, it's always a very fun time and rewarding time when we see and we can honor our Norwalk family team employees for all of their hard work and contributions. Thank you so much. Okay, our city manager comments. I'll turn it over to Mr. Jesus Gomez. It's all yours.
Yes, good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council, and our community that's present and who is watching. Happy Easter, and happy spring. But wanted to let you know that we are very active in our legislative year. It has already started up in Sacramento, and so there are a lot of bills that we're following because it affects our communities directly, whether it's crime, whether it's housing, or any other items that they want to impose on the city, we stay very alert and very active in writing letters against taking local control away from our city. And so with that, just want to report that out because it just has started. We have a few videos that we'd like to share with you. We have our sports complex early opening video. And again, we are promoting health and wellness like we have been this year. And we'd like to show you what it looks like inside and in the morning.
Hello, Norwalk. The Recreation Department is excited to announce that the Norwalk Arts and Sports Complex is now opening up our fitness center to the general public from 6 to 7:30 a.m. All you need is a general membership to enter.
Membership packages include senior and adult memberships. To obtain the membership, visit the Norwalk Arts and Sports Complex and the front counter staff will be happy to assist you.
Early bird hours will only allow access to the NEC Fitness Center, restrooms, and locker room facilities. There will also be fitness center staff to assist you during your workout.
We can't wait to see you.
Our next video is the Norwalk Education Alliance's mock interview video, and this is preparing for the future, our high school students.
I am at the Norwalk Sports Complex, where the City of Norwalk is hosting its 8th year of the Norwalk Education Alliance, where we have partnered with our local school districts and our youth to prepare them for the future.
This is a great opportunity for our students to prepare for interview with educational partners, community leaders, and get invaluable feedback that will help prepare them post high school for any career they decide to interview for.
In our next video is the baseball softball league's opening day, and here we are preparing the next MLB players. So we want to show you who they may be.
It is springtime. What does that mean? It means that our youth are out hitting the fields for baseball season. Play ball, Norwalk.
There they are. Next, we also have the Veterans Villas video, and this is the top-off lunch that we were invited to. Similarly to Norwalk High School, this is when all the framing is complete and the construction workers get a luncheon, and we wanted to just show that off to the community.
My name is Jesus Gomez. I'm the city manager for the city. I got a tour of all the work that you've done, and
What I want to do is thank you for being able to serve our veterans. This is a veteran site. Those who have served our country will be living here, and just know that you'll be part of that. We want to make sure that everyone who has a piece in the project gets the thanks as well. I'm very proud to say that this is my fourth project that I've worked on with Mercy Housing. And it's been nothing but good news in terms of all of the processes and the buildings once they've been completed. I want to just thank you on behalf of the city for all the work that you've done here for our veterans. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And so the next is the biweekly video with all of the activities combined together in one video. And here we go.
On Friday, March 8th, the city of Norwalk celebrated International Women's Day. It's a time that focuses on issues such as gender equality, abuse against women, and reproductive rights, but also highlights the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. On Monday, March 11th, Mayor Margarita Rios read to students at Edmondson Elementary for Read Across America. Continue to celebrate the power of literacy. Later that evening, Mayor Rios hosted Meet the Mayor at El Baja. What a turnout! Last Wednesday, Norwalk Transit staff met with LA County firefighters to inspect and discuss the safety of our buses. These efforts were done to ensure the safety of our passengers. In celebration of St. Patrick's Day, the Social Services and Senior Center hosted the Shake, Shamrock and Roll Senior Dance and Shamrock Shuffle Mixer on the 14th. Last Friday, the 15th, the City of Norwalk celebrated the 13th annual Artastic event, which showcases the creative talent of the community. The event displayed over 230 pieces of art by students and local artists, bringing people together to appreciate and support the local art scene.
And Mayor Rios, that concludes my comments. Thank you.
Good stuff. Thank you to our communications team for capturing all of that work, the great stuff happening in our city. You memorialize it with these videos, with these photos. You know, I always say that you can't stop time, but when you capture it in a photo or video for that moment in time, you capture it and it stays still just for that moment. So thank you so much for all of that. Okay, we'll continue with our director's report, and this evening we have our Social Services Department presentation. Who's going to take that one, I wonder?
And for that, it will be Ms. Gabriela Regalado.
All right, Gabby, let's do it.
Your Rios and members of the City Council. The Social Services Department is a valuable source of assistance in the Norwalk community. Residents can unlock many resources and services to assist them in their time of need. Whether a family is in need of food, utility assistance, rental assistance, case management, financial assistance due to a hardship, Norwalk residents have a place to turn to with 5 divisions in the city of Norwalk. The department consists of the Child Development Program, the Senior Nutrition Program, Youth and Family, Senior Center, and Social Services. Each division serves as a respective need within the community. The Senior Center offers a variety of activities to entertain, educate, and promote healthy living lifestyles. Activities include karaoke, crafting workshops, excursions, bingo, all types of exercising classes, writing workshops, sewing activities, billiard tournaments, movie nights, and line dancing, to name a few. In February, the Senior Center reported 4,679 seniors in attendance. 170 meals were served daily. That's over 3,400 a month. Over 250 residents received a hot nutritious meal delivered at their home. and that's over 5,000 a month. 79 participants received senior supportive services. 343 referrals were made for seniors. 275 wellness calls were made to seniors. The Social Services Center has a variety of activities to entertain all the retrospective ages throughout the city. The center hosts a variety of support groups such as AA, Al-Anon, NAMI, Overeaters, and Ladies, to name a few. The center also hosts the senior social services clubs and dances for the United Parents Club, the Alondra Senior Club, and the International Seniors Club. Some of the recent family activities that we've incorporated in programming offers to residents, including family movie night, craft workshops, family Zumba, and karaoke. Seniors can enjoy a cup of coffee and toast early in the morning before partaking in our senior nutrition program, and they can also enjoy live entertainment, activities, monthly dances throughout the year. In February, social services reported 275 clients receiving services. 131 homeless individuals were seen, and over 298 bags of food were distributed. Both the Senior Center and Social Services have experienced an increase in attendance due to our new caterer and the services in the community. The Child Development Program offers services to low-income parents and currently terminated CalWORKS participant. Over 800 children are receiving childcare services in Norwalk. This year, the Social Service Center celebrates 50 years anniversary for providing services in Norwalk and the surrounding communities. It is my pleasure to introduce the Social Services Department and the staff that were here today, this evening, to the residents. Thank you.
That was very nicely done. Thank you, Gabby. Thank you again to our communications team. I think you've said it all, but I'd like to comment on is I'm glad that we are expanding the available programming for our families and our youth at the Social Services Center location, bringing them on to participate and engage and meet others. I think that was a great idea, a great addition to everything else that's going on there. So thank you for doing that, and I hope that it continues to evolve. Thank you. Any other comments? Okay. We are moving on now to our consent calendar.
Move it.
Second. Okay. Can I get a roll call, please?
Council members Perez.
Aye.
Ramirez.
Aye.
Valencia.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ayala.
Aye.
Mayor Rios.
Aye. How about appointments to our advisory body? Is anyone making an appointment this evening? Not today. Okay, then we will move on to our public hearing for proposed activities for fiscal year 24-25, annual action plan for the community development block grant and home investment. Okay, and city clerk?
Yes, Mayor, members of the City Council. Notice of the public hearing was posted at the city's 3 official posting sites and on the website on March 1st. It was also published on February 29th in the city's adjudicated newspaper, and my office has received no communications.
Okay, thank you so much. Staff report, please.
Yes, Mayor Rios and members of the City Council. Tonight, it's a presentation to you for feedback. There's no action to be taken tonight, but it's a presentation with the information that we've gathered thus far. And we'd like your feedback so that we can bring it back to you to finalize the action plan. And so with that, we have Mr. John Ramirez who will present.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. Tonight is an item before you for consideration and discussion and direction to staff related to our annual action plan for the next fiscal year. The annual action plan pertains to our CDBG and home programs, and the goal of these programs is to implement the goals and policies of HUD as they are intended to be in support of our community. The city receives CDBG grant money and home investment partnership money from HUD. And as part of the required funding obligation, we need to prepare an annual action plan identifying how that money will be distributed throughout the community. The annual action plan identifies specific activities to be implemented to meet the community's needs. And these activities are consistent with the 5-year consolidated plan. The annual action plan also identifies and demonstrates the activities will meet federal priorities and national objectives, will provide funding amounts for each activity, and summarize a summary of the anticipated outcomes of each of these activities. So every year, the city gets at this time, it's a projected amount of CDBG funds and home program funds. The first item I'd like to discuss with you is the proposed CDBG projects and activities for this next year. And I'll go a little bit more slowly over this slide because there's a lot going on here. And then if there's any questions during this slide presentation, please stop me and we can answer those questions if you have any. So this year, our estimated grant award is just over $1 million. And we anticipate another $580,000 of program income and carryover income from this current fiscal year. The way the grant is broken up or proposed to be broken up this year is $195,000 for administration, which is for staffing and implementation and reporting for the program funds. We have a 20% allocation of $13,000 for the Fair Housing Foundation. We provide annually $75,000 for the emergency services support that the Social Services Center and staff provide to the community. And so we're maintaining that recommendation as we've had in the past. And we have an allocation this year of $81,000, give or take a little bit more, for our social services agencies support throughout the community. So in addition to these particular programs, we're also recommending just about $780,000 for a capital improvement project and $480,000 for a yet to be determined economic development activities. That'll either be participation and support for a priority project identified by the council, where there is an intent to support the community in a specific way. One item I wanted to share, or a couple of items I wanted to share, a little bit differently than we've had done in the past, is to share a little bit about some other programs that we're adding to our activities this next year. One of these programs is the Cal Home program, and this program will have owner-occupied rehab that's similar to our previous CDBG funded rehab program. However, this is state funding. And the amount for this next year, actually for over the next 3 years, is $600,000. And we're also excited to share that we're going to be able to implement a first-time homebuyer program with almost $2.5 million in that fund to expand the opportunity for first-time home buying here in the city. Again, that's also part of the same program and as a state funding opportunity. The last item I wanted to share is staff recently submitted an application with the support of the council through a resolution to apply for permanent local housing allocation funding for an ADU program for the city. This program will allocate approximately $2.5 million over the next 4 years, and it'll include the creation of standard plans for ease of permitting. There's also the possibility of providing subsidies and offsets for both the permit fees and the construction costs. Those particular specifics are yet to be determined because we'll come back to you as the council for more specific direction once we have confirmed the award from the state. That particular program is non-competitive, so as long as we fulfill the requirements per the NOFA, then we'll be able to receive those.
John, to that I would say is that if we're going to go down that road with ADUs, we better keep in mind all our parking situations, parking studies, all that other stuff, because we don't want to do a parking study that makes sense today, this week, and then have it become obsolete because we went down this path with ADUs and got a whole bunch of them. The other thing is, on top of the page, would you say PI stands for?
Program income. So,
Okay.
so program income is it's income that is paid back to the city from prior year activities. So if we have a number of existing loans to our local residents for prior rehab projects that have been executed over the last several years, and so as they pay back those loans,
is it typically at that rate? Is that something typical? Because it's roughly what 50% of the estimated grant award. So is it consistent at that ratio?
Sorry, Councilmember. Generally, no. I'm sorry, Vice Mayor. Generally, no. It varies from year to year. Some years it's higher because we might have a property sold that was in the program, and so we get an additional influx of cash for that particular year. So it won't always be $580,000, $600,000 in program income. Prior years, sometimes it's closer to $300,000 or $350,000.
But if we get it back, we can program it, obviously, right?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. And again, this is our first public hearing, so if there's any desire from the council or any members of the council to have us look into other alternatives for this funding, we're glad to hear it, and we can follow up and come back to you.
So John, real quick, on these 3 new programs, obviously this is the first public hearing. You're going to come back with a structure and how people can qualify, the requirements, et cetera, correct? Or did Cal Home and the state funds already set that?
So we will come back as a separate informational item if that's the council's desire and the city manager support. We can do that. We can provide additional information on the Cal Home project. That's set, so there's already state benchmarks and qualifying requirements for it. So we don't have a lot of flexibility with that, but we can come back at a later date and provide you more information on that and get your feedback. And where we have flexibility, we can make some adjustments.
Yeah, because I know we had a lot of difficulties with our CDBG funding through HUD, and people participating in that program because of the strict limitations in income and other requirements they had. So hopefully these new programs are a little bit more lenient, a little bit more accessible, because what happens is money sits in those accounts for years and it gets untapped.
Yes, and we will definitely come back with more information on that, and we can talk through that more fully. So thank you.
John, while we're still on that slide, I know we proposed a first-time homebuyer program back in 2017, 2018, and I know because of certain funding, there's certain restrictions, right? But I'm hoping that we can get something productive going with that this time. If there's anything that, we can look at, only because I know that sometimes the question was, well, why would the city of Norwalk, participate or want to provide some type of first-time home buyer incentive or assistance? And my response is always, well, when you have families that come and buy their first home in the city of Norwalk, that's how we grow our roots, because people are establishing roots. People are coming to the city of Norwalk. They're making an investment, number one, by purchasing a property here. And that just means that we have something positive happening. They're laying down roots, they're investing in the community, they're investing in themselves. And so absolutely, I think that the city of Norwalk, this is something that we should be involved in, and we help who we can, but it's a win-win, really, is what I'm trying to say. So I hope to see some good stuff come out of that.
Yeah. Thank you, Mayor Rios. We'll come back with more information at a later time on both of those programs. So on this next slide, we are going to talk a little bit more in depth about the social services allocation. And this year, per some of the direction from the council last year, we worked together as a team with social services and with public safety to look at and vet our agency partners in the community and how our staff, how well our staff is working with them, what kind of support they provide us on a daily basis. And so for this next slide, I'll be handing it off to Gabriela Regalado, who's our Director of Social Services. And she and her staff have been really instrumental in helping us vet, in conjunction with the Social Services Commission, what are the best, who have been really great partners for us, and how we can further the goals of each of those particular organizations as much as they're consistent with our city's goals and the support we have for our community. So if I can pass that over to Gabriela, and then if you need anything, just wave at me.
Thank you, John. Mayor and members of the City Council. I did meet with the Social Services Commission. At the time, we did it off the base funding of $68,000, thinking that it was going to come in smaller. And this is why there is a small discrepancy. The commission went with 22 for legal aid, 14 for Jóvenes, 18 for La Cara, and 14 for Norwalk La Mirada Adult School. Once I confirmed with community development, we found out it was a $81,333 grant that we were, the whole pot of money that we were going to go after. And there was a small requirement of a minimum of $20,000. So what I did was, my recommendation was to give $20,000 to each agency, and putting legal aid at $21,331, since it seems that we have a lot of legal issues and we spend more of the money there. That was my recommendation.
Colleagues, any question on this slide?
I don't have a question, Margarita, but what I would like to say is thank you for hearing the request from council. Gabby has the information, her team has the information, and to see data behind the numbers and behind the organizations that we're partnering with, to me, makes a huge difference. I know many times I see and hear people saying, I have a legal problem, what can we do? And it's great to see that it's being utilized, and it's another service that we can just add to the mini list that social services provides. So I really want to thank you all for providing data behind this information, because it really makes this portion of the decision much easier.
I'm sorry, could I interject as well? You're right, Jennifer, having that data is critical, but can we elaborate on what type of assistance they're being offered, if we can, be a little bit more specific other than how many we assisted. I want to make sure that the money's going into the right programming.
Yes, a lot of it goes to eviction, past due rent. We normally get a 3-day notice. So what we're trying to do is keep the residents in their homes, and so some legal fees come up, and this pot helps us really help and push forward the money instead of using general funds.
That's good. But can we also get that information for the other agencies, the
Sure.
homeless, Lakota, the school
Yeah.
district, and the whole child? So I know a lot of these organizations are heavily funded, and I want to make sure that Norwalk dollars are going to Norwalk residents and services.
Okay.
I do want to add that I know at the request of council, we had asked for more information because, you know, we're up here. These are important decisions. We want to make sure that we're informed. We want to make sure that we're engaged, that we're part of, you know, making some positive decisions that we know are going to benefit, you know, the greater good. So we in the past, we had not received all of this information, but because we asked, we now get a full report. That was not the case before, but thank you, because this is very, very helpful. It does add to our reading, you know, because we got to read a lot, but this was very helpful. So thank you, Gabby. I'm glad that, you know, we were able to get some information there, and I'm sure that, as you've heard, the council, you know, is looking for other type of information that would be helpful. So thank you.
I want to thank Jesus for also hearing us about in past years where we had community development making decisions on social services programming unilaterally. And you can't have that department making operational service related decisions. So to pull that together, that's what we wanted, and that's what happened. I think we've got more information on the agencies, what they do and everything else this year. Because before we had problems even knowing how many people they serve, you know, and this year now we have that. So I think that was met council's goal. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mayor, members of the council, for those comments. We do have some supplemental slides that I can share at the back end of the presentation. If there's any additional questions, we can provide you some additional data. So I wanted to move to the next slide that identifies our proposed programs and activities for our home program. And our estimated grant award this year is just a little bit above $313,000 with the carryover of about another $228,000. And we're looking at 10% of that for our program administration and $93,000 for our community housing and development organization allocation. And so we have carryover from last year. It's about 45, maybe a little more, $46,000. And so we're able this year to carry that over and combine that. And just as an aside, right now we're contemplating a few projects for that particular money. And so before we move forward, there won't be any formal action by the council if everything's agreed to and we pass the plan at our next public hearing. But before we do move forward with any direct allocation, we would bring information back to the council so that you're aware of how we're supporting the different efforts that you have as priorities in the community. We also continue to provide $30,000 worth of security deposit assistance. And we've been doing this. I've been here, I think this is my 5th annual action plan, and that's a pretty regular recommendation. And so we can continue that if that pleases the council. And we're also taking about $386,000 for an affordable housing project. We haven't identified a specific project, and for the annual action plan, we don't have to, and that provides you as the council maximum flexibility and us as staff maximum flexibility for when that appropriate opportunity comes up. So this draft annual action plan, it identifies the activities and the estimated funding amounts that we anticipate for the next year. We can make some changes and adjustments accordingly and before we final the annual action plan, and that'll be per the direction and advice of the council. There's always the opportunity for the council to modify or cancel funding, with a 30-day public review period. So if we move forward through the program year and there's some adjustments, we can always make those adjustments, and we can add to or take away from funding as long as we have the proper noticing for a public hearing. For this year, our final public hearing is scheduled tentatively for May 7th, and our deadline to submit to HUD is May 15th. We wanted to be sure that as the council, there's a lot of information to absorb, and we want to make sure that we're able to sufficiently address any questions you have, any direction you have, and any follow-up items that might be necessary as part of this action. So again, any changes we need to make, we can also do that during the program year as part of a substantial amendment process. So we do have some minor revisions to the citizen participation plan, and this is a sort of standard wording, standard approach for HUD, where we need to make sure that if we make a certain amount of changes, that we're going back to the community and we're sharing those changes, that we're conducting the appropriate number of public hearings, and that Social Services Commission and staff are all part of the process for review, and that we're ensuring that we're publishing all of our proposed plans and actions appropriately. So the recommended action for today is for staff to seek city council and public input on these proposed activities and funding allocations, and then we can fold them into our final action as we anticipate working through the next fiscal year. And if you have any questions, staff's available, and if we get questions from the community, we're also available to respond to those. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Before we continue with questions or comments from the council, I will ask if there's anyone present who's wishing to speak on this item. Okay, please come forward. To the podium? Yes. And if you would just give us the courtesy of stating your name.
Hello, how's it going? Good evening, Mayor and Council. There we go. Good evening, everyone on the council and to Mayor Rios. My name is DeMonte Watson. I am currently the Director of Integrated Health Services with LA CADA, the Los Angeles Center for Alcohol and Drug Abuse. And currently we were listed on that list for the CDBG funding for $20,000. And I mostly wanted to come here today and just let you guys know the 250 participants you see that we've served in the last year. This funding goes towards us hiring more staff to continue to fund that. LA CADA currently partners in the city of Norwalk in multiple ways. Mostly our client engagement navigation services for the SPA 7 area are located in the Norwalk courthouse. And we screen and work with the judges and the judicial system with any of your cases in the Norwalk courthouse relating to substance abuse and alcohol disorder. Currently, we screen those patients who are suffering from homelessness, currently have open cases, and are dealing with any kind of mental health and substance abuse disorder. We also attend the Homeless Task Force meeting monthly to assist with the community and housing the homeless. We also currently participate in the Norwalk Community Intervention Roundtable as well. And I also myself speak on panels at Norwalk High School to support the youth. We also do youth and family training and counseling, and we support all of the local high schools at doing staff overdose prevention training and also for parents and the youth as well. LA CADA provides an array of integrated health services, including behavioral health. We recently had started integrated health. So we have psychiatric services, we have MDs on site, and we provide these services at a low barrier. And we just want to continue to be funded to grow those services here in the city of Norwalk. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellie Cotta. Is there anyone else wishing to speak on this item in the audience? Now would be the time for you to come forward. No? Okay, with that then, I'm going to close the public hearing section and bring this back to the city council for any additional questions or comments.
Mayor, again, no question, but I know that we had several of our social services commissioners here tonight. Earlier, some may have left already, but some are still here, and I just want to say thank you because you take a lot of time to read each of these applications, meet together, go through them very thoroughly, ask the questions to Gabby and the team, and the packet, again, like Margarita had mentioned, the packet that you guys put together of those completed applications and the score sheets was very detailed, and it provided a lot of information to us. And Margarita, I and team council colleagues, I fully support what the team is presenting this year. I think they did a great job again, and it's very thorough, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. I do have a question, John. It's on page 4 of the report titled Citizen Participation Plan. It may be mentioned elsewhere, but specifically what I wanted to ask is about the proposed activities. And so you have 3 on the bullet points. You have the Norwalk Regional Library, Social Services Center, and then the Community Development Department, room 12 here at City Hall. So my question was specific to that bullet point only because obviously I'm looking at our funding being allocated back into our community as much as possible, whether it be through program and services or facilities. So when you, this item here for the Community Development Department, can you share a little bit more about those proposed activities in regards to this funding? What are we talking about there?
Mayor Rios, thank you for that question. Was that on slide 4? I'm sorry.
I think it's the staff report. Staff report.
Oh, it's in the staff report.
In the staff report, you know how you gave us 3 different attachments? This one is titled, it's under the Citizen Participation Plan.
Sure. Oh, okay. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mayor Rios. So that particular bullet point, or those bullet points, relate to where we post the plan for public opportunity for review.
Okay.
So it's, we put hard copies at those 3 locations in addition to being on the website, and that's part of our required notification for.
Okay, so that's just for publication. Okay, so then I misread that. Okay, I thought it was proposed use of the funds.
Oh,
no.
no.
Okay, that's good. Okay, that's all I have. I'll go ahead and move this item. Oh, no, there's no, wait a minute. I apologize, I got a little bit too quick here, too quick. This is just a staff report, so we are just receiving this evening, correct? Okay, receive and file, and we can anticipate it coming before the council again, when?
May 7th.
Okay, very good. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Okay, now we'll proceed with oral communications, and I do have 2 cards before me here. Oh, okay, 3. And the first one is Mr. Richard Lambert. Would you like to please come forward? You have 3 minutes on the clock.
Ladies and gentlemen of Norwalk and council members and mayor, tonight I'm introducing myself as Richard Little Crazy Feather, or Richard Crazy Little Feather. I started speaking here in 2015, Spoke in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. You know, when I tell people that in 2020 Civil War pension checks were still being issued, they look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm still speaking about the wrong done to me and my wife in 2005 and since then. Is it true? I put on this card to speak, I put truth. What is truth? 2,000 years ago, that question was asked a man before they murdered him. Truth. Less people would have been killed October 7th if more citizens had guns. A guy with a Glock saved his family and who knows how many others. A woman broke into the armory. She was in charge, took charge, and no one was even hurt, let alone killed at that kibbutz. True, I told about my sister Thelma telling me about her grandfather telling her grandmother that in 1914 when the Archduke was killed, he said there's going to be a war, and then there's going to be another war, and then there'll be a third war, but it'll be about religion. 64 million people died in World War II. I've been reading and watching YouTube, you know, Daniel, Isaiah, Zechariah. I guess basically you could say that his only loving Yeshua is basic information before leaving Earth. Is it true that SID stands for stupidity, ignorance, and denial? I call these people SIDs. And age, isn't that the acronym for anger, greed, and ego? I'm talking about myself now. Isn't that really all of it, human nature? There are two Trinities, the Holy Trinity and the Unholy Trinity, me, myself, and I. There are two Muhammads, one of the 7th century from Becca, also known as, I forgot, and the other one from the standard Islamic narrative from Mecca. And these are detailed by the Apostate Prophet on YouTube and Sam Shamoun and Jay Smith and Daniel Wood, etc. Last night I watched a movie, A Girl from Mogadishu. You talked about people with Down syndrome. My niece has Down syndrome. And she talked about how 200 million women have had female genital mutilation done to them. I don't know of anybody in the city of Norwalk, or the county of Los Angeles, or the state of California who'd like to have a razor blade and have their private parts cut off. Is it true that grace is a reward? God's riches and Christ's experience.
Thank you, Mr. Lambert. Your time is up. Thank you so much. Next, we have Pocky. Pocky, would you please come up to the podium? Pocky, is he here? Pocky? Okay.
I'm coming back with my story, Teotihuacan. A lot of liars today. Archaeologists, DNA, historian, religion, liars like hell. Teotihuacan, T-E-O-T-I-H-U-A, O-T-U-A, God, the Father, in Tongan, Otua. I-H-U-A, Yahuwah, Jesus. It's a Tongan name, Ihuaka. Search by digging up the area with the nose to create a root in their image and likeness. That's what it means. Now, let me tell you, Chichen Itza Pyramid is the same story. 365 small steps represent 1 year BC, right? 365 small steps. 9 big steps represent pregnant woman. We call it, there's a place called Shiva in India. And then you come to 19, and then the 2 serpents and Allah and our 8 God the Father and His Son, Teotihuacan, right? And then you come down, hit the ground at the equinox springtime, March 21st, April 25th, right in the middle. Between that April 6th. That's why the Hawaiian call him Lono, meaning six. Aloha mean the Son of God show up in Hawaii. This aloha mean. Aloha means Son of God. The Mayan call it alone. Shalom, the name. Shalom. Jacob was wrestling with God. Otua, Tua mean two, Tua mean wrestling, and Otua mean God. Nobody wrestled with God but Jacob. That means that his story from Ramallah, and we could become homeless, going to Syria was a true story. He was at the Temple Mount when God opened the heaven and he saw God, angel come down and go there. And he got up and said in the morning, this is nothing but the house of God. His descendant King David buy the property from Ornon, we still call Hill, Ornon Hill, that's Lano, footstool. That's why David say, my Lord say to my God, that's Lano. Sit down and put down your enemy, your footstool. Sit down on my right side. Do you understand?
Thank you, Paki. I
This
need
is
to call the
Tongan
next speaker up. Thank you,
Tongan
Paki.
land. That was
Thank you. I need to call the next speaker
in
up.
the Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean.
Thank you, Paki.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Make myself clear, right?
Okay. Serena Liu.
Good evening. My name is Serena Liu, and I've been a resident of Norwalk for over 16 years. I don't really make New Year's resolutions, but this year I kind of made a resolution to speak up more and give more public comment at city council meetings so that you know what's important to me as a constituent, because otherwise, how would you know? You can't read my mind. Tonight, I wanted to talk about biking in Norwalk. And this may have to be an ongoing series of public comments because 3 minutes isn't very long and I have a lot to say. But yeah, I would really love to see the city become a safer and easier place to bike. 2 years ago, the city adopted the Norwalk Bicycle Master Plan, and I wanted to again thank the city for taking that step. I waited many, many years for the city to create a bicycle master plan, and I attended every single workshop for it. Tonight, I'd like to highlight one thing from the City Council Agenda Report from February 15, 2022, the date the bicycle master plan was adopted. In the report, it summarizes some common feedback from the workshops and surveys for the bicycle master plan. So this is community input from the public engagement process. One of the things that stakeholders frequently mentioned was providing bike parking at key destinations such as retail. I'm going to tangent for a second and say that I have been really excited about the new Sprouts in Norwalk. And it's actually been a year since it opened, so happy anniversary. I bike there often to buy groceries because it's about a 3-minute bike ride from my house. But what has been incredibly frustrating is that there still is no bike parking for customers. And it's not for lack of trying. Despite my many, many conversations and emails with city staff, Sprouts staff, and even Chappelle Properties, customers still don't have a safe place to lock their bikes. Now, I don't know if there's anything City Council can do at this point, but if you can nudge them in any way, I would appreciate it. But my point tonight, and what I'd really like to request, is that the city consider developing bike parking standards. Much like we have minimum parking requirements for cars, I think the city should develop some minimum parking requirements for bikes in new developments. And I think it would also be good to have some standards on the types of bike racks that are acceptable. There are a lot of different types of bike racks, and from personal experience, not all of them are good, secure, or easy to use. And I feel like it's such a waste when places install bike parking with good intentions, but that are difficult to use and not secure. And for bonus points, perhaps the city could do some type of program to help subsidize costs for existing businesses that want to install bike parking. The City of Irvine Planning Commission has recently been discussing developing some bike parking standards that include things like the number of spaces and where bike parking should be located, hint, close to entrances. They are also looking at standards for types of bike racks. And so I would like to ask the city of Norwalk to consider doing something similar. Thank you.
Thank you, Serena. And just as an FYI, if you want to look at our website, we all have emails attached to us. And so if you'd like to send something over to open up a line of communication, that's, yeah, or to the city clerk. But we all have emails. So you can email us directly, all of us, so that we can, like I said, open up a line of communication. Because we don't do dialogue with the public during public comments. But thank you for your comment.
But yeah, I just wanted to say that and let you all know.
Thank you.
But yeah, thank you. I will be emailing you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, and with that, I will adjourn this meeting. Thank you so much. Be safe and take care.
Thank you.